Excuse me. Sleepy. Ooh. Anyway, hello everyone. I know it's early US time. It's 2 o'clock, 8 Central. I wonder what time zone this is. Anyway, I'm using the Clarity Tarot. And as I was titling the video, I thought it was interesting that the message was basically like the high priestess is coming to inform us of things that our eyes can't see, but that our spirits and souls know are coming on the horizon. And it's the Clarity Tarot. It's really easy to shuffle. It's so easy to shuffle that even I can do that. Consistently. Let's see. Oh. All right, let's try this one more time. There we go. So I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to lay out all the cards. I'm going to go 3 layers deep. I'm going to look before, I don't know how many rows. I'm going to try to have at least 1, 2, 3, 6-ish rows. Kirsty, how you doing today? I'm going to try to have 6 columns and at least 3 to 4 rows. At least 4 rows. 6 columns, 4 rows. I'm looking for the star for Aquarius season. The first layer. Oh, gosh. So the layer before will be the new moon, since we had a new moon first. The base layer will be Aquarius season. And then the third layer will be the full moon. So I am excuse me, feeling the sleepies today, but I'm doing well. Holly, hola, how are you? How's it going, Holly? You got me. I'm sleepy. So I just looked it up. 9 a.m. in Canada. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Oof. I feel like I'm mostly over my jet lag, but at the same time, I'm not. Because I'm still only sleeping 3 hours at a time. For the most part. I'll feel like I slept 5 hours, 6 hours. I'll wake up, it's been 3 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just looked it up and I noticed that in 2022 we had 13 new moons and 12 full moons. I don't know if we count moon calendars by fulls or news, but because I remember saying I wonder if it's a 13. I wonder if 2022 was a 13 moon year, because December, especially the end of December, just felt like end of December into early January. When was the first full moon? Full moons 2023. There we go. There are 13 full moons this year. 13 new moons last year, 13 full moons this year. I think in August we're going to have a blue moon. Why does this start in September? Why not start in January? That's all I need. Oh, goodness. Oh, sad face. Okay. January 6th. Oh yeah, I knew that. So January 6th was the first full moon. Yeah, there you go. I'm late. Hola, Renee. Why everyone's names have like colors? I haven't been on in a minute. 5:06 a.m. Woo. I was up at 5:06 a.m. Wait, wait, what's, what's happening? So yeah, I feel like that's accurate. From the end of December into like early January, it felt like voidy. We ended the year with the new moon. I don't know, the 13th new moon. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna do this. I hope everyone's doing well. We'll see. So base layer, and it'll basically read like the heart of a Celtic cross, with the card in the middle being the star. Okay, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It was weird. Cut it. Let's go. Aquarius season. We're starting with the Two of Pentacles. I'm using my laptop webcam today. This is the Clarity Tarot by Deborah Zachow and Kate Matthews. I picked it up at a store. Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, excuse me, Ten of Swords, Ace of Swords. Okay, I need at least... Ooh, this might work. Queen of Pentacles. There was a Two of Cups in there, by the way. Move this over here. Hierophant, Three of Swords. I could have did this before I went live, so I'm gonna be like getting these. Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Magician, Seven of Wands. Oh, I got three. I need four. Can I? Oh, yes, you do move. Excellent. That is all I needed. Trying to get 4 rows, please. I guess I don't really need 4 rows because I'm just doing the heart of the cross. I'm not going to do the other part. 5 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Emperor, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, Knight of Swords. Oh, it kind of works. Am I? Maybe I'll just do it for the middle. Page of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, the Moon, Temperance, Judgment, 4 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Now we're starting the second layer. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hermit. Is that 999? The Hermit is 9, right? They don't have numbers here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hermit is 9. It comes before the Wheel of Fortune. That's 999. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hermit, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Chariot, 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Ace of Cups, 8 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, Page of Swords, 6 of Cups, 9 of Wands, Hanged Man, Strength, Seagulls, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 4 of Swords, King of Wands, the Star, finally, Knight of Cups, the Sun, Justice, Seven of Pentacles, High Priestess, the Fool, Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Tower, Seven of Cups, Four of Wands, Empress, Five of Pentacles, Death, the World, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Devil, Six of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers, the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the last card, the Five of Cups. That's our new moon, our full moon. Wait, what? Lives in Southwest London. What? What? I was gonna ask you because I was like, I feel like you said you were back. Where am I? Hold up. I think I'm in East London. I don't know. I have no clue. I think I'm in East London, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm in East London. Because on the Elizabeth line eastward, it's like one of the last stops. Southwest. I'll have to send you a message, or you'll have to send me a message. Yep, East London. As far as I can tell. I really really like the public transport here. It's awesome. Thank you. It's snoozy. Because then we don't have to turn the heat up if I'm keep myself warm. I love the cold, but I'm kind of over it low key. Okay, so I'm gonna take everything out that does not belong. This goes here. The rest, do I want to? Sure. But I'm only going to look at the Aquarius season right side of the Celtic cross. I think it's like the shield and the sword or something like that. The shield or the heart of the spread, or then the sword off to the side. I'm not going to look at the full moon, new moon sword, but I will for Aquarius season. And we'll just see what side. And then these. I don't know what I'm doing this time. My friend is like, what do you want to do? He was like, make sure you plan things for the weekends. And I'm so bad at like knowing what I want to do. I'm just like, I'm just here. He was like, didn't you have a plan or expectation? I was like, no, because you literally were just like, oh, you should come because the tickets are like the most expensive, the most inexpensive. They're going to be like all year. I was like, so I got on a plane. But I think we're going to go to Windsor Castle because I didn't get to see a castle last time. I also like, I was curious what's in like southern England because I went to North England last time. He was like, well, the South is good for the summer, but I like how they shuffle. No, they didn't do it that time. No, it's fine. I did it once earlier. Okay, so I've shuffled everything else back just in case I need to pull it. this was here. These are here. Okay. I was like, what's going on? So I'm gonna move these over here. Yeah, that's my thing. And like I also don't mind just like chilling. I don't have to like go out and do something and be all busy. Like the sun is here. Oh, the sun came out on top of the moon. This is interesting. This is the bottom of the sword. So that would be. There's a Celtic cross spread in the book. I'm so bad at Celtic crosses. And while a lot of them share like similar themes, they can be subtly different. But almost every book has a Celtic cross spread. So. Oh, so it's you. Okay, I'm like, what is happening? Sure. You, the environment, hopes and fears, and then influences / outcome. Yeah, that's what I thought. So the sun is sitting in the space of you with the moon under it, which is interesting. Look at that. Strength in the Two of Swords. Saw those yesterday. I feel like I messed something up somewhere and moving all these cards around. Yeah. Oh no! These were here. No. Yeah. I just messed it all up. Let's see if I can figure it out. These are definitely to the left. These are definitely in the middle. There's my star. These were under because I moved those. Gorgeous. These were to the right. No, this was at the top up here. I remember that. I remember those being here. These were to the right. All right, I fixed it. Yep, I remember. That was close. And since it was, the card came out in the bottom left corner. So I had X number of rows and 4 columns. The star came out in the bottom left corner on the second round. What does Southwest mean? Oh, I've never seen one of those move. I can't flip my camera because this is it's my laptop, but one of those, it's a crane, I guess. There are so many cranes around here. I think there's actually less cranes this time than there was before. I've never seen any of them move, but one of them is actually moving and doing stuff. Like people are actively working, which is cool. I mean, Aquarius season It's gorgeous. So to the left is the Fool. In the center, of course, is the Star. To the right is the Eight of Wands. Under it, it's the Ten of Cups. But above, it's the Nine of Wands. So that's the only thing that's kind of like. But the Nine of Wands in this deck, one of the things that I like to look at in between different decks on the Nine of Wands is the state of the person. Like in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's the person that's all like bandaged up. It's more wounded warrior energy. In this deck, she doesn't look wounded. Okay, well, she's got a little bit of, a bandage right there. But for the most part, she looks pretty solid. There you go. She looks fairly solid. She's actually making me think of Mummy because her bandage is like there's no blood there. So maybe it's not a mummy. But it feels like the wraps are being taken off here. And so then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Since this came out at the bottom, I had to shift everything. So, healed and wiser, exactly. Every time, not every time, so many times I do this, I'm just looking at the cards like, what is this? Okay, like what's happening? I'm gonna give this, never mind. The top card is gonna be where we are. This is where we are. This is the challenge. Sitting at the Queen of Cups crossed by Judgment. And I pulled these since for the Star, since it is the significator. Aquarius season is Queen of Cups and Judgment. What I love about this is almost piggybacking off of the last one, where the High Priestess was presenting the blindfold to the Page of Swords, and it was all about learning to see with a different sight. The Queen of Pentacles being the pre-High Priestess. Like in the court card, she's the closest to the High Priestess. So she's the intuitive one. She's the one that's in touch and in tune. And so I love this. As like where we are, crossed by Judgment, it feels like Judgment it feels like it's just like a higher sight. Because there's the angel that's sort of like presiding over, and there are some people who are like looking up. That person in the back is like, I don't know if they're coming or going. Are they? I guess that's a you question. Is that person coming or are they going? This one right here. See, oh, I guess that's not a. Is this a staff that the angel is holding? Right here. And then in the Queen of Cups, you see like the star. I gotta like position myself so I can see. with the beam coming down, it almost feels like this and this pillar of light is the same as like this angel up here. Like I feel like this really plays off of yesterday and the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Cups, where the Ace of Cups, oh, it's moving. Another one is moving, like a different crane in the same area is moving. I really wish. I mean, it's just a crane thing. Oh, the seagull just flew by. You get seagulls, you get cranes, you get really big buildings. I don't know. I like it here. I like this deck too because I feel like with a lot of the cards, it encourages me to look at them in a different way because of how they're illustrated. I was just thinking about that last night. Um, yeah, so coming off of yesterday with the Ace of Cups rising out of the mud, with the it was like a cycle is already complete. Like energetically, the world is already completely different. Physically, it's catching up. Physically, it's aligning. The high priestess was trying to get us to see energetically, spiritually, where things already are before they start or as they're starting to transpire in the physical, for the physical to like come in vibrational alignment with it. Like atoms vibrate at certain frequencies. It feels like there's a frequency that the atoms are trying to like match. And so the physical world is shifting and changing. Because in the past position or to the left of this is the Fool, is us. It's literally us at the beginning of a brand new journey. But it's also us in this position to like really, it's us with a mind to experience whatever this new thing is. It's what Uranus modernly, and Uranus rules Aquarius. So this is another card of Aquarius through association with Uranus. Traditionally, it's air, still Aquarius, right? So it's very like we're where we're supposed to be. Keep an open mind. The Eight of Wands is what we're moving towards. And this is kind of like it feels like things can pick up, like in this season, in Aquarius season, things can pick up a lot. Like really get build up in speed or momentum. And what Pluto shifts into Aquarius, I believe, the 23rd of March. Saturn shifts into Pisces on the 3rd of March, I believe. And so it's like in this Aquarius season, we have the ruler of Aquarius leaving, and then we have Pluto entering. And we're in this season now. Speaking of Pluto, like the death card is literally right here. This is the full moon. In the future of the full moon, it's the death card. The death card we saw yesterday, clarifying the Page of Swords. That was the high priestess either showing us formed, reborn, what is coming, or it's the high priestess showing us in a way like what could have happened had things remained the way that they were going. Did I say the 10 of cups? This is the 9 of cups. Still gorgeous. 9 of cups, 9 of wands. And like the underlying and the overhead. So it's interesting. So it's like this almost like what's motivating us is our heart's truest desires, maybe even. But it feels like it can come off as kind of uh, like this feels like the impression that's given off by this. So it feels like it can come off as very like my way or the highway, or it can come off as very cold. It can come off as like not entertaining anything that isn't what is truly desired. I don't necessarily know. Let's get another card. Let's get my net. That's why I put all these together. So the top of the deck is for the top, bottom of the deck is for the bottom. So the Knight of Swords is crossing this Nine of Wands. What's interesting about the Knight of Swords, though, is I was focusing on the Pentacle. The Knight of Pentacles is over here in the environment. Strength, Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. This is like it's there's this like a knowing. Maybe that's why it's coming off as so like cold and kind of harsh. And it's like if it's not what I want, it has no place in my life. The Four of Pentacles is with this Nine of Cups. So with this, I guess there is a caution to it feels like it's going to be a time where a lot of things are starting to move. It's almost like a lot of pieces are finally coming together. And a lot of what is may have been like subterranean because of Pluto and Capricorn establishing, building, reworking the foundation of everything, the underground, the below ground, making sure that the roots of the tree are sturdy enough to support the weight of the trunk and the branches and the stems and the leaves and everything. But it's almost like it feels like kind of extreme because you go from the roots in Capricorn with Pluto to the canopy. And it feels like there's this possibility to work with others, or there's this like, there's a collective element to it, there's a other people element to it. And so it's to not be so blinded by the apple. It's like, if someone's like, you're the apple of my eye or whatever, keep your eye on the prize. It's to like not be so apple or prize centric that you don't see the environment outside of that. Because it feels like there's a potential for things to work out even better because of collaborative efforts. But if we're only focused on the immediate, like what we want, like is this returning immediate pleasure or immediate benefit? No, then I don't want it. So maybe that's like it's this Knight of Swords because again, like since I was focusing on the shield, it was making me think Knight of Pentacles. Like this is the pinnacle. Um, oh, I should have just said what I was going to say because in trying to explain it, I lost it. Um, but it's very like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Something might not return like immediate something might not have an immediate return, but upon investment, it'll pay out many, many, many fold. And so that's like, don't be so put off by the work that you don't get a paycheck, is the easiest way to say it. It doesn't feel like the work will not be enjoyable though. It's just that like there's an external outside factor. And maybe that comes in judgment energy, because judgment in the Threads of Fate tarot, it's like all of these hands lifted up towards this like third eye on third eye on third eye, biblically accurate angel looking thing. But that one sometimes carries an energy of many hands make light work. And even in this judgment card, like there are many people that are gathered here, all under the same banner of this angel, right? Come on, the angel is too brilliant to focus. But there are many people gathered here all under this same sort of banner. So maybe that's where it's coming in. It's like to know what is for you, like sort of community wise, contribution wise, to know where you're led and guided and how you will participate in whatever, and to know like what isn't. And to know that whatever you do, you may not do alone. Take it as it resonates. Use your own intuition, discernment. Maybe you are going to go off on us. So, like, if your North Node is in Aries, and as we're moving into this North Node in Aries, I guess the North Node is going to shift into Aries this year. At some point, I don't remember when exactly, but I'm pretty sure it shifts into Aries this year. Hey, David, how you doing? I feel like maybe I've just been on my phone and that's why I couldn't recognize these different colors. Because now that I'm looking at the colors, I'm like, okay. So, like, if your North Node is in Aries or as the collective, well, maybe even so, like, maybe if your North Node is in Aries, definitely use your own intuition, discernment, guidance. Because I feel like even if your North Node is in Aries, maybe like you lead certain people, or maybe you're in a position to be the coordinator or the assembler or the assimilator of many things into one thing. Maybe you have more of a vision and you know the resources that you need to get that to come together. So it's like, I still don't know if you would be completely working on your own or completely in isolation from anybody else. And if you are in charge, if you are a leader, then it's like making sure you're a leader that people would want to follow. And that kind of goes back to page 16. 16 is the tower that David, the number that David gave me from the 7 habits of highly successful people, or whatever that was. It was the boss that was like, why is it so hard to find loyal employees? I bet if I was out sick, they would be chatting at the water cooler. And it's like, but as long as they're getting the work done, the priority is on getting the work done. And so maybe that's another thing too. It's like there are going to be things for you to do, but maybe it's to also make time to enjoy life. Like you don't have to work all day, every day. You don't have to be in this constant state of lacking something or trying to make up for something or trying to prove something. Like when it's time to work, it's time to work. When it's not time to work, you can do literally anything else. And the more anything else you do, the more productive you'll be at work. It's to not burn out. So, there was, yeah. I feel like they have similar bone structures, but they might not. They're looking like the same person to me. This Queen of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Because I was looking at the heart sitting in the cup here. and then the heart's coming out of her cup. So this could be like a future self energy, or this could be like, it's almost like if there is something that you know is for you, and if there's something that you were shouting page 242 when you watched the replay. um, it's almost like there's, oh, when you get shown something, or when you know that something is for you that is a little farther out, it's almost like, it's almost like, what kind of person do you have to be to have that thing, or to be doing that thing, right? And it's not that we aren't amazing as we are, um, but it's like, for example, if we are going to be a leader, or if we are going to be someone who's in, like, who has people that we pay, maybe we need to be a little bit better with money so that our employees get paid, you know. You know what I mean? Or it's like, it's like little stuff like that. So it's not anything, like, it doesn't change the core of who you are. It might just make you a little bit more wiser, because again, it brings in a pentacle energy for this Knight of Swords. So this Nine of Wands could also be you doing whatever you need to do to make sure that that success comes. This could be an energy of resilience. And maybe that's what people will see, like dedication. I like that. That feels more true for this. It's the dedication and determination to make sure that whatever is happening is going to happen. One second. I heard a noise. It's focus, dedication, and determination. I think another thing too, because of this sword and because of yesterday with the Two of Swords, the High Priestess. I mean, the High Priestess and the Two of Swords, they are in here. Again, with this Knight of Pentacles is the Two of Swords. Here's the Strength card. So it's like, I think with this Knight of Swords, there's also like, there's this vision that you are a part of birthing on Earth. Because the sword is up here, but he's also in this Knight of Pentacles energy. So for some people, it could be like related to purpose or mission or whatever, at least for like this period. It could be related to what we have to contribute. And what we have to contribute is, it's different and it's many things for many people. Some people contribute many things. It's like how some people can be well known for one thing, but they do a lot of other things that are equally as important. How there are some people who are never known for their contributions, but without their contributions, the world would not be what it is now. Eve, I did. I bought cards yesterday. Oh, there's this waffle place here called ZZ Factory that's amazing. It's probably gonna be my, like, oh, I have, every time I'm in London, I gotta go to ZZ Factory. Um, because the waffles are so good. I'm sending you a picture of one. This one is Germain. But anyway, the card store, or one of the card stores that I know about, it's like right across the street from ZZ Factory. Another thing is, I feel like the Ace of Wands is here somewhere. It might not be. In this Nine of Wands, she's holding an ace, and there's 8 wands behind her. The 8 of Wands is this future. So yeah, I feel like that goes, and it clarifies that whole, like, there is something that is coming that you are an integral part of seeing come into being. And yesterday I was pulling a few cards, or I was shuffling just to like look at some cards or whatever. And let's see if I can find it. The Hanged Man came out. The World is at the bottom of the deck. The Hanged Man and the Devil came out. And well, first the Hangman came out, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Then the Devil came out, and I was like, "Okay." But then I saw something that I didn't see there. Oh well, Hangman, King of Pentacles, the Devil. So maybe that's just a warning to not get too caught up in the materialism of it all. Hangman, King of Pentacles, the Devil. But in this Hangman card, it's like the Hanged Man is in this space. Like whatever space this Hangman is in, it's starting to like energetically affect the world around him. It's like there's this aura, that there's this inside that the Hangman has found that is very sacred, whatever. And it's like it's starting to, first it like it fills his aura, and then it starts to radiate outward, and it changes the environment. And then I noticed in the Devil card that between the two of them, again, it's like what's inside the cage is different than everything outside. Like there's a light in here. And I was like, oh. I don't even know if like all of my pictures are sending. I was assuming that they was, but my mom was like, oh, like it's still loading. Like I don't, what did you send me? So it changes the world, it changes the environment. I think so. In this Eight of Wands card, so again, going back to that, like teamwork makes the dream work, there are many stars up here that are finding themselves like aligning, and then they're all whooshing this way. This mountains can symbolize near insurmountable obstacles, challenges that are very difficult to overcome, but it's like the stars go right above it. And so again, like this may be a time where we're finding solutions to problems that we've been having for a long time. Or it's a time where, again, it's that like many hands make light work type of energy. So Aquarius season is looking gorgeous. I mean, it's not, oh, the Four of Pentacles came out with the Nine of Cups. I think this is going off of the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords being that energy of like you knowing what it is that you have to do and steadily doing whatever. Oh, snap, Bloomin' Rose, happy birth season. I know your birthday isn't for like another few weeks, but happy early birthday. I hope you're doing well. Um, there's almost maybe a sense of, hold up. Yeah. There's this first there's this sense of like I feel like it plays into that dedication, determination piece again. There's a certain not miserly what's the word for someone who's like good with money? This is just someone who's good with money, good with managing their resources. And it is Capricorn. It's the third decan of Capricorn, which is the Virgo decan of Capricorn. I don't know what planet it is in Capricorn. Um, but like typically there's the two pinnacles at the peak, the pinnacle being held here, and then the pinnacle on the crown. But the fourth pinnacle is actually back here. So again, it's like this three of pentacles collaboration teamwork that leads to this ace of pentacles that's like in the environment. It's almost like the whole world is going to flourish and benefit with the ace of pentacles being connected to the ground back there. So there is almost this like two into the three and four of pentacles here, all of Capricorn. Capricorn being the season that we literally just came out of. And what's interesting about Capricorn and Aquarius is that in the zodiac wheel of rulership, it's the only two signs that share a ruler traditionally. Like you go from you go from Saturn to Saturn, Saturn Capricorn, Saturn Aquarius, and then we get into the Jupiter because it's what Mars, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and then Jupiter, Saturn, Saturn, Jupiter. Fiscally responsible. Maybe frugal. Frugal kind of has. Maybe it's just. I feel like every time I hear. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Because I was gonna say, I feel like every time I hear the word frugal, someone's like saying it as like a kind of like cheapskate kind of. But it doesn't necessarily have to be in that context. You're frugal, you have Scottish. I am. My mother is very frugal. I was watching a video. I don't know who it was. I don't remember. I just put it on to listen to something as I was like doing other things. Um, but somebody was like Pisces occupies like an extreme when it comes to money. Either they're really good with money or they're really bad with money. I'm a lot better with money now. But before I was like really bad with money, and my mom is really good with money. She's a Pisces. She's like the frugal Pisces. I'm the if I have more than $5 in my wallet, I get this itch. So I gotta spend it. But like I said, I'm a lot better now. So yeah, interesting. And like again, like there's a lot of celerity. There's a lot of speed in the future that's coming. The future, I mean, new moon is nine of pentacles, full moon is death. That's a 999. There was a 999 earlier. Was it the nine of wands? It was the nine of something, the nine of something else, and then the hermit. So rolling back to the new moon brought us the page of cups. Or the energy that we were in the new moon was the page of cups. I saw this card yesterday. And a lot of the cups, even in this nine of cups, and a lot of the cups cards, there's this music that comes from the cups. Like this one here, and then in this one, like the song notes that are coming out. So it's very like the state that we're in energetically attracts things into our experience. Like that is our magnet, right? But it feels like, honestly, what it feels like is like with the new moon that literally just happened not even a week ago, like 5 days ago. It's almost like, not like, kind of like downloads, maybe. So maybe people were getting like a lot of, or it's like a lot of, like maybe it's a harmony or like a symphony. Like, so maybe like missing pieces or things finally coming together, like dropping energetically, dropping spiritually, downloading whatever. And it's like now there's like a new idea, or it's starting to like bring all of these things together. Because again, in the present or in Aquarius season, it's about the ideas and the resources, everything coming together to begin building, yeah, the opus, a magnum opus, or just a, a decent. We can have a good opus, a bonus opus. It doesn't always have to be the greatest, right? Or maybe it's the greatest now, and we'll have another greatest, but that's what that feels like. It feels like a rhythm or a melody that, I don't want to say invades the psyche or the soul or the spirit. It just feels like things starting to like make sense. Or maybe that was the idea, that was the vision of the thing that we're going to be pursuing in a way. To the left of that is the Six of Swords. To the right is the Nine of Pentacles. Under it is the Two of Pentacles. And then above is the Five of Swords. So again, the above is looking a little rough. It was the Nine of Wands last time. It's the Five of Swords now. What I like about this, though, oh, I really like how this came out. So everything has three cards except for two positions, or three. There are three positions that only have three cards. So they're not going to have a full moon correspondence, partially because it hasn't happened yet, you know? Or it's like it's still open, and I like that. Um, so the Six of Swords, there's this energy here of the Five of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. It feels like this is what's going to move things or drive things forward. It's almost like this Five of Swords feels internal. Like this is the light of the person and this is their shadow. What's interesting, there is almost this unseen influence here because the sword that the shadow is holding interacts with this sword leading up here, and it's like leaning. It's almost like this sword would be standing up and then it would like lean and touch her. And as it touches her, whatever thoughts, it's like if there isn't a harmonious relationship, then this can be like not intrusive thoughts, because intrusive thoughts just like happen. Um, but it's like old impulses, maybe. And then she's holding this sword that comes out not necessarily connected to anything. Well, let's see what it's connected to. Because that sword goes even farther back. It's pointing more pastward. So what's the Six of Cups? So pointing more pastward. There's nothing more past than the past, right? Literally the card signifying the past. The Two of Pentacles is the balance in between these two. But since it's the Pentacles, it's like it's a working balance. Like this is how we show up, or this is how we make choices and decisions and navigate our lives. This is the mental sort of thought process. When these two are aligned, that's what gives it this Six of Swords, Nine of Pentacles energy that's like moving things forward. I accidentally mixed these up. Now, with this, we can assume that one pentacle is heavier than the other. I would assume that the assumption is that this one is heavier and this one is lighter, because that was like pulling her down to the ground, and that one she can lift with relative ease. On the sail of the boat is the infinity sign. This plays into the strength that we're in right now, because again, the infinity sign. This strength card came out yesterday, and it was this energy, or it was reading like we are blending, we're merging, combining forces with the strong part of us, where it's almost like they're not separate. This is a strength card of a lack of conflict. This isn't the woman wrestling the lion or the lion trying to outcompete the woman. Like they're both just sitting there chilling, very Scaparelli, with the lion head dresses. Oh yeah, I got my phone now. I can show you. If I know how to spell SCHIA. Animal head couture. There you go. Like these. Who knew? So that's why, like, when I saw this, I was like, oh, yeah. But instead of the dress being black, it's white. That's interesting because there was a what was it? Was it when the Yggdrasil was blooming? I don't remember specifically. I feel like it was towards the end of last year. Something came in or something was happening. I don't remember. But it's like what's going to move us forward, literally the boat with this Six of Swords. It is those two aspects being in balance, where they're not competing against each other anymore. So maybe that's what this Six of Cups is. It's referring to a time where they were on the same page, where they're holding hands and they're celebrating, and they're both in a Three of Cups energy. So they're both interested in and invested in acknowledging their differences, appreciating their differences, and celebrating their differences. It's like they don't have to be in competition. It's very like if you've ever seen Inside Out, it's like it's not just like Inside Out. Well, yeah. It's like when the emotions start to work together rather than having this viewpoint of like, well, like you can't be happy and whatever else at the same time. And what's most important is that we're happy. So all of those other emotions, y'all need to sit down, shut up. I'm the one in charge of the console. Because we want Riley to be happy. And of course, all of the emotions are like, yeah, we want Riley to be happy. But when they're suppressed, then there is like, it causes issues. Um, but it's a time when they weren't at odds. It's a time where they work together to create beautiful things. And so maybe then the Two of Pentacles is us knowing how to leverage different aspects of our selves. Um, that could be like, let's say, because I guess if we're doing the, or if we're looking at the um, cooperation thing, like let's say that you have a strength in an area. It's weird because it's like you have a strength in an area that someone else is hired to do, but it's like instead of you trying to tell them how to do their job, or instead of you trying to like constantly offer advice because that's something that you think that you're really good at, or something that you're really good at, it's like you focusing on your job, you focusing on the thing that you're there to do rather than focusing on what everybody else is trying to do, because they're there to participate in whatever way, they're there to provide input, to bring things that you may not necessarily bring. But in that light, it almost feels like the point is so that people grow. The point is so that people learn. So that's why we may find ourselves in like an unfamiliar territory, because it's time for us to expand in a way that our comfort zone wouldn't allow us to. And when we left or when we leave the comfort zone, maybe that's when that relationship gets more strained. Because maybe it's like, as humans, we can get frustrated. Oh, the seagull just perched. It's looking at me. I have a slightly different angle today. So now instead of like the perch being off to the side, it's like right in front of me. There's a seagull and a blackbird. Whoa, can you hear me? The blackbird literally like came to the back and it's like I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna show y'all. And it just came up front. Yeah, keep staring at me. See? It walked up here and it's right in front of the window, and then the seagull is back there. Anyway. Oh, now they're both gone. They left. Oh no, now the seagull is up here, but the blackbird left. Can you feel my love for seagulls radiating? Is it calling you towards me? It's literally just like perched right there. Anyway, um, maybe as humans, it's like if we get frustrated with whatever we're doing or wherever we are, it can like maybe it's easier to like try to go and micromanage somebody else, or try to go and put somebody else down. Like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Like, try to go for the thing that's easy rather than continue on with facing the challenge. Which is why, again, like this Five of Swords, it feels all internal. And with the Six of Swords, what's interesting about this Six of Swords is that it looks like it's navigating them towards a dark forest. Oh, now the seagull's gone. I mean, on one part, it's navigating them towards a dark forest. What I do like about the Six of Swords card, though, is like it feels like that's where they're going to land. It's almost time to disembark. And that's why we have the Fool card right here. They land in this brand new place that from a distance, it can seem scary, it can seem dark. And again, like it feels like that when we're faced with that, it can bring up a little bit of the shadow, or it's like we can be not our best selves when we're under pressure. Like we don't even have to go full on whatever. It's maybe like we start to put a lot of pressure on ourselves and we start to put a lot of pressure on other people, and it's just a little much. And that's not necessarily who we truly are. But with that amount of pressure, it's just like it gets the better of us because in the future or where we're moving towards is this Nine of Pentacles. And going from the Two of Pentacles where you have to like balance everything to the Nine of Pentacles where everything is like where there's so much abundance that you don't have to worry about like anything. Like there is an extreme in this energy. And so that might cause a little extra like need more guidance, need clearer direction. It's like putting a lot of pressure on things that don't necessarily have to be there. Because again, it's all about flow. The Six of Swords, it's an energy of like things. There's a natural tendency for things to go from more concentrated to less concentrated. There's a natural tendency for things to diffuse through a room or an environment rather than to remain concentrated. Well, in the natural world. Well, I guess, nah, it depends. It depends. But when we're talking about certain things, there's a natural tendency for it to diffuse rather than to remain concentrated. So, because of that, it's almost like a natural process. Naturally, things go towards the calmer, the more harmonious. But with all of our human complexity, whether we're holding on to one thing or whether we're too focused on another, we can like complicate things. We can sort of stagnate something that has a natural tendency to move, or in trying to force it to move even faster, we can cause other problems in the flow. Um, I didn't even talk about how much I love this Fool card, but I do. I love this Fool card. Um, so that's everything with the new moon. And again, like the Page of Cups with this Nine of Pentacles, like maybe we're starting to receive, we're starting to believe, we're starting to know that this level of stability, this level of abundance, this level of comfort is possible. Not only is it possible, but it's like it's coming. Not only is it possible and coming, but like we're actively moving towards it. Or the things that we did in the past have put us on a position where it's about to land. So maybe because of that, there's also an energy of nesting. I wish I kind of timestamped these. The well rehearsed pickpocket gang. I think it's because where I live, we don't have any. I live in the Midwest US, the most landlocked of the landlocked, the no water anywhere. And so I never get to see them. So I can have an appreciation for them because when I'm done here, I go home. And I don't have to worry about any of the annoyances. I don't know why I love seagulls. I don't have to question it. I just do, I guess. So that was the new moon, the full moon of Aquarius season is the Five of Cups. There's nothing to the left of it because this, like, we're navigating. I'm reading it like, uh, yeah, corvids, scarecrows, cornfields, soybeans. What else is there? That's basically it. Death is to the right. At the bottom is the Page of Wands. At the top is the Six of Wands. This is the only one at the top that I'm like, I mean, it's the easiest one to be like, yes. It's the card of achievement, it's the card of accomplishment, it's a card of recognition. This Five of Cups is interesting though, because coming off of the Six of Swords and the new moon, it's almost like we come this far and we reach this point of like, was it a mistake? Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe this is a point of realization where, because overall, throughout the entire umbrella of Aquarius season, is that Nine of Wands clarified by the Knight of Swords. And that was an energy of sacrifices that we have to make in order to get the thing that we're being shown, or in order to claim what we're being guided towards. And so maybe that's just like, there are ways of being or ways of interacting or ways of going about things that aren't conducive to where things are going. It's an adjustment. But again, like, an adjustment is to be expected when we're going from the Two of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. Like, from being so extremely frugal because we have to be, to having an, not necessarily having an excess, because I don't necessarily see the Nine of Pentacles as an excess, but to having an abundance, to being comfortable. Like, there are so many things that we don't have to worry about anymore. And so maybe also too, it's like in a new space and in a new environment, not only do we have to relearn ourselves, not only, I mean, the Five of Cups, that can also be like, there are certain pains or certain programs, certain patterns, certain traumas that we hold on to survive. And when we reach the point where we no longer need it to survive, when we reach the point where it's okay to let it go, then that, it's like this cathartic release almost. The Page of Wands in this deck looks so curious to me. Like, what's going on over there? It's like that kid that just stares at you because they find you so intriguing or interesting. I don't know. There is this, it didn't come out, but there is this theme of like an Ace of Wands throughout here. Because in all these cards, they're holding a wand, as they typically are. But still, the Ace of Wands beyond the eight, the Ace of Wands beyond the five, and then this Page of Wands. What's interesting is though, in a lot of times I've seen the Six of Wands depicted as heading towards the future. This Six of Wands is going back. It feels like, again, playing off of the thread with the Six of Swords, it feels like recognition for past achievements. Or we're going to be in a space to like appreciate those parts of ourselves that we had to be, to appreciate the patterns that served us for as long as they served us, because it all got us to this point. It all got us to the point where things are really going to be transformed, things are really going to be changed with the death card here. And this is making me think of the like these are five wands attached to this wand. So this is making me think of like the Six of Wands. So like there was an Ace of Wands that brought energies together to cooperate that were in competition before. I just watched Raya and the Last Dragon yesterday because there's Disney Plus here. So, and it's kind of that like Kamandra energy. Like rather than being what claw, talon, fang, tail, spine, and heart, it's like being Kamandra. I think this Five of Cups, it's also a natural point in the cycle. It's a natural part of growth. And it's very like, when I was a child, I played with childish things, but when I became an adult, I put them away. Because it's just like they're not necessary anymore. I think this is the only Cups card that I've seen so far where there is no song coming out of a cup. So this is everything that is either disharmonious, because like the new moon was this Page of Cups vision. So this is like everything that isn't in the choir, doesn't participate in the harmony, in this new harmony that's being played with the Page of Cups, the Nine of Cups. I think those are all the cups besides this five. This Page of Wands wand, it feels like a magic wand. I guess all wands are magic. As the suit of passion and creativity. So it's looking like the full moon again. It's like it didn't have anything leading up to it. Like there's no past for the full moon. It's just the future, the bottom and the top. But also too, I think it's because in the present of the full moon is the Five of Cups. So that's everything that led up to that point. And not every cup is being poured out, right? There are two cups that are perfectly good. It feels like again, like ultimately overall, it feels like it's a good energy. It just feels kind of heavy because of what is being let go of, or it feels very like nostalgic or reminiscent or like reflective, introspective on other things as that chapter, as that season is closing. So I have all these cards over here. I don't think I'll use them. So for Aquarius season, we are sitting at the sun. Actually, this makes sense. The Six of Wands is also on a white horse. Though this white horse is like glowing. There are all these blue and yellow and purple and red butterflies. Again, the sun's come out with the moon. What I like about this is like we see two faces on the moon. It makes me think of this Five of Swords and the energy of like those. It's like these different parts and pieces of ourselves working together rather than working against each other. And because they're working together, or it's like because there's less conflict and turmoil internally, we can show up more radiant and more on the same page externally. We can be our truer self. The environment is strength. New moon is the Two of Swords. Full moon is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm not really reading these as such. I guess I'm reading all of these as like one. Yeah, so this is like it feels like to do what's necessary when necessary. It's interesting that it's coming out in the environment. I guess with that coming out in the environment, maybe it's a recognition of the nature of a human experience and the nature of when you focus on collaborating. Yeah, it feels like that. Um, Maybe it's coming out in the environment because of the nature of being human beings and the nature of like, it's almost like the nature of lessons. Like a lesson isn't, it's like the purpose of the lesson is not to be challenging. The purpose isn't to be difficult. The purpose is the outcome. Right? The purpose isn't to make us miserable. The purpose isn't to make us feel bad about ourselves. The purpose isn't for us to not feel worth or worthy of whatever. The purpose is for us to know that we are. Hey, Seagull's back. Where did you go, friend? I wish I could tell them apart. Maybe if I look hard enough. I got scared by a pigeon. I was walking, it just like came out of the corner of my eye. I was like, ooh. I like pigeons too. The pigeons here, like, I'm not from a big city. So I'm not used to birds that are used to people. I'm used to birds that'll fly away as soon as you get within a certain whatever radius. But you're walking down the street and the pigeons are walking down the street too. It's like, oh, excuse me. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Anyway, it's almost like this. It's almost like up until this point, and this it came out on one of these. It was like everything that transpired up until now was to get us to the point that we're at. So it's almost like up until this point, what we did for each other was to serve as like mirrors or was to reflect things back at each other that we weren't seeing. But with this more self aware and self encompassing energy, there's no need for the external world to reflect us back at us because now we're aware of us. And so what that does is it allows for that greater cooperation in that Three of Pentacles energy or in the energy of like we're all coming together to make something happen. It's not 15 different shades of the same person. It is 15 individually unique people that all contribute a piece to creating something greater. And so that it feels like that's why this like empowerment of the self is in the environment. Like there were these Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles situations that led us to this strength integration. In the position of hopes and fears, we only have two cards. It's the Knight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. There's a Libran energy here. Like this feels like it feels like things that have been long waiting distribution finally being distributed. And again, I feel like that plays off of the Six of Wands that's heading backwards. It plays off of that Six of Swords energy that was like, it's recognition for things that we've already done. Like things in the past happened and transpired. See you, David. I hope you have a good one too. It's like things that happened and transpired, victories that were already won, ways that we've already healed and overcome that make us prepared for whatever we're moving into. Now, this Knight of Cups is interesting. It's interesting because there's no clear way to tell where the song starts, but also it feels like the song goes around the throat chakra, almost like a scarf. Like it doesn't come out of the cup, but it moves by it. So maybe this is an energy of like greater rhythms, greater harmonies, ones that don't originate within the self, but one that we participate in. And maybe too that like that plays on that Six of Pentacles energy of contributing I feel like I said that somewhere. It gives what's necessary and not, oh, maybe that was the Nine of Pentacles. Like it's not excessive. It's not necessarily opulence, but it is abundance. It is very well taken care of. It has everything it needs and more. The outcome slash motivation behind all of this is the Hermit with the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I actually like this. What's interesting about this Seven of Swords is it feels like it's like, because of the 10 here, the swords are arranged in similar configurations. It feels like it's pulling swords out of the Ten of Swords back. Not everything that we lose is a loss. And maybe that's what this Hermit energy is sort of like reminding us of. Not everything that we lose is a loss. Not everything that leaves was intended to stay. Um, and it's a little bit of an interjection of Virgo energy in all of this. Pisces comes after Aquarius. So that's like the antithesis of the following season. But after the Libra Aries, or after the Aries Libra nodal axis, will be Pisces Virgo too. Um, maybe though it's just like it's self sufficient, and again it plays on that like when we reach the point where we don't need our external environment, we don't need our reality to reflect all of these things back to us because we can see them. Because we don't need to be And maybe that's why it was like the purpose of a lesson is not to challenge. The purpose of a lesson is not to make us feel whatever. The purpose of a lesson is to teach. So when there's nothing for us to learn, it's like that system doesn't exist anymore. Not in that way. And there's always going to be things for us to learn. So that Knight of Cups was not less frightening. The Light Seers Tarot ruined them. I don't even know what the Knight of Cups is in the Light Seers Tarot. I don't have it, but like the King of Pentacles. Oh yeah, I do know the Knight of Cups. That's the one where like it's sitting down, but the feet are like at the top or something like that. Or is that the page? I'm pretty sure that's the Knight of Cups, right? That's not the Page of Cups, is it? What's the Page of Cups in the Light Seers Tarot? Like I don't have that deck, but I see enough people use it often enough that some of the cards I know. I think it is the one with the feet that are like it's weird, not connected to the body. All right, an hour and a half later. Let's get some final massages. The final card. The Queen of Cups and Nine of Cups was just up the cut. The Queen plus the 9 is the 10. That is a 10th cup. Four of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. I love this. I love the shuffles. Final card. Final card. Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. Oh, snap. So remember in the Knight of Cups, where I was like, I don't know where the song is originally. Gonna have to play the. I haven't heard Flowers, but I think I've heard that like it's really good or it's supposed to be good. The song is here. Going around these like three swords. Well, first it's like it wraps around the three swords, and then it wraps around two. Just like it wrapped around the throat of the Knight of Cups. And a lot of these stars are like whooshing out into space, but one of them or a few of them are going to land on her. I don't. It's almost this energy of like an answered prayer. What I'm focused on in the Five of Pentacles is the sun that's rising in the back and this open door. It's like the people have finally come to the church. It's like when they went in the building, they knocked on the door and no one was there. Because a lot of the time with the Five of Cups, or with the Five of Pentacles, sorry, with the Five of Pentacles, it's like needing to ask for help, but not wanting to for whatever reason. There are people who are in need of, it's like they're where they need to be to get what they need, but they're not there. Like it's the people who are like outside of the church, and if they knock on the door, they could have food and shelter for the night. They could get their wounds treated and dressed and everything, but they don't. Then at the Six of Pentacles, that's where we are open to receiving the thing. But here it's like the door is open. The door is open, but I don't know if they're going to turn around to see that it's opened. Which is interesting because, again, like that Six of Pentacles where it was heading back in the past, where it would be moving forward, they would have to turn back to see that the door is now open. So yeah, this could be like prophetic dreams, because with the whooshy song, the song of whoosh, it feels like as they're asleep, that knowing of like you can go now, like the door that was closed is now open. I guess the question is whether or not they trust it when they wake up. I don't know. Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles through this, it feels like time was needed to prepare something. These were the cards at the top of the deck. I picked up the deck and they were still there. What's interesting though is that like it's this no, no, no at the top of the deck. At the top of the deck, everything is saying no, but at the bottom of the deck with the Four of Swords, it's saying yes. There's a yes now where it was only no before. But it feels like it was no for a reason, because things weren't ready or because it wasn't going to give what we needed, or because we weren't in a position to accept or receive whatever it was that we were asking for, really. I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I hope you'll have a lovely Aquarius season. It seems like it's going to be gorgeous. And it also seems like it's going to be the opening of a lot of things. It seems like it's going to be the beginning of it seems like it's going to be the beginning of working towards like a legacy, or it's going to be the beginnings of things that really shake, move, transform the world in a significant way. I guess with that death card, right now the South Node is in Scorpio. It's so interesting. Like this North Node in Taurus. Well, I guess I take it back. It feels like the North Node in Taurus. It doesn't. It doesn't seem like it was as explicit, or it wasn't as easily seen as like the North Node Gemini, North Node Cancer. Like it feels like South Node Scorpio has been who's been running things. But before it felt like when the North Node was in Gemini, like I felt that. I mean, I also felt the South Node in Sagittarius when the North Node was in Cancer, even before like, because I think that was like in the beginning of my journey, like when I first started, I felt that. This North Node in Taurus, I'm like, I guess if I look at things, I see it. So I guess in that way, it almost feels like maybe that's because it's about like accumulating. It's like second house energy. It's the bull. The bull is kind of slow. Taurus is like fertile earth. It's Venus in her prime. And things don't necessarily pop up overnight. But if you tend to them, they can pop up and just like take off. It can be one of those. It took like 2 weeks for this plant to come up, but now it's like growing like crazy. I don't know. It's an accumulation of things. So maybe that's why it has seemed a little bit more subtle. It also feels like Aquarius season is going to portend North Node Aries. Just in that, like North Node Aquarius might be like, or not North, like Aquarius season might be like, okay, you're gonna do this. This is what's for you to do. Like a bunch of people are receiving, like, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do this. And then when North Node Aries comes, it's like, all right, everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everyone's in position. Everyone's good. Great, let's go. And we're all moving. And then with the South Node and Libra, it's almost like, or just like the energy of that axis so far from the outside, it feels like us focusing on doing what we need to do, but what we do contributes to the all. So it doesn't reject or dismiss or not concern itself with others. It knows that, like, it fulfilling its purpose, it doing what it's supposed to do, it contributing in the way that it contributes benefits the community. So in that way, it almost feels very something. I had it and then I lost it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing whenever you see. You've been researching the nodes a lot lately. Ooh. Oh, it was good to spend time with you too, even though I feel like I was like, I'm not on, I'm on my regular one. I think I'll send you, like, it should still work on WhatsApp. I can't remember, because I got a new number recently, but I can't remember how. Yes. What did I just now? Oh, because you just sent it. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, my UK number was like, they're like, it's been 90 days, so we shut you off. I was like, okay. And now I'm like, I'm debating if I want to get one or not. It's fine. You can reach me there though. So yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that, like, whatever. I guess I hope you a moment where it makes sense, because I feel like that would be like really affirming. I hope you that moment of clarity. I love the clarity tarot so far. It feels like very. It feels like it stretches me in a way, or it feels like I almost have to work a little bit. It doesn't necessarily feel super immediate. And like I said, I like how some of the cards are illustrated because it leads me to approach the energy in a different direction or in a new way or from a different perspective. And for some of the cards, it's like really nice. So, with that being said, I will catch you when I catch you. Bye. Any seagulls want to say goodbye? No? Okay.